because I never really knew how much football was controlling my life. I never truly understood that I was putting it above everything. I've been literally eat, sleeping, and dreaming football. What about Baker Mayfield? That Baker Mayfield coming in clutch, just got to the Rams like 2.5 days ago, Thursday night game, come back from a 13-point deficit and throw a game-winning touchdown to Van Jefferson down the left sideline. Man, this is why I love football. This is why I love football, because it's such a team sport, you know what I mean? It's like the ultimate team sport. And also, like, we really had a game today that was like a tale of two halves. You know what I mean? First half, offense, I think, only had 3 points put up on the board. They had 13 points. So it was 13-3 going into halftime, I want to say. The first half, even for my personal matchup, Devontae Adams had 2 deep passes that he caught on me. And then the second half, you know, is a whole new half. It's really a tale of two halves. We go in the locker room, we lock in, we focus, we have a couple corrections, we get back out on the field, and things flip and things go our way. And we put the points up on the board, and we put 14 points up, so two touchdowns, and then we only give up 3 points on the defensive side of the ball. My personal matchup didn't allow a catch, you know, after the half, so that was something I pride myself in too. Like, I posted something the other day on my Instagram story, and it was Kevin Gates, and he was actually doing like a freestyle. He was rapping, and he messed up, and he said, "I made a mistake." He said it, but it's cool for y'all to see me make a mistake, but don't ever let them see you quit. And like, that's like really a mindset that I channel, and I think a lot of athletes and football players channel that mindset. It's like, yo, those 2 catches happened in the first half, but I knew I had a whole nother half to play. I just had to lock in a little bit more, not quit, just keep pushing through. Like, and it was gonna be right for me. So definitely proud of myself for just my effort out there and my grit. And things didn't go exactly my way at all times, but we just kept pushing. My teammates always had my back, and the offense had the defense's back today, putting them points on the board in the fourth quarter, and we got a big, good win today, and it feels good. I'm not gonna lie, it really feels good. We've been on a losing streak bad before tonight, so I haven't really been able to feel exactly this way, and I don't take moral victories. So, like, if we lose, like, in my mind, it was all like, we lost, so that's all that mattered. Like, there's no moral victory to take in that. Like, the plays I made or how I played, none of it matters to me. But like, in a moment like tonight, when we actually get to win the game, you know, as well as a team, it feels good, because now I still reflect on all the times where I'm like, man, I gotta lock in on those two passes that he did catch on me. Like, the first deep ball, unbelievable catch. I mean, it was contested. He caught it with one hand. I ain't even tripping about that. Like, that's Devontae Adams. I ain't tripping. The second deep ball he caught on me, he just straight up beat me. You know what I mean? So he beat me at the line. I was playing too close. Just talk a little technique real quick. I was coming into this week, a short week. So you really have like 2 days to prepare, honestly. So on Thursday night games, you have to really try to rely on your technique for the most part. Technique and maybe alignment, assignment. Just got to play technique football, like basics. You can't really study too much film and get a hit on guys, right? I mean, I studied, like this week, it felt like I was around the clock getting treatments and studying, but in my mind, once I got on the field, I'm like, I got to play technique football. So one of my strengths is playing press, getting my hands on guys. And I know he's really good at the line, so I really wanted to get my hands on him. Like, that, in my mind, that was my game plan going into the game. And so in the first half, I was playing a little too close. I was playing too close to him. And when you play that close to the line of scrimmage, if you miss on that initial press, you're already in trail technique. You already chasing after him. So that's what happened in the first half with me a little bit. And so I just had to, I actually go in the locker room, I look at some clips, I watch a little film, and I made that adjustment. I was like, I'm gonna just scoot back a little bit. The two routes he got me on, he was actually, the first one he motioned to my side, and I tried to, like, usually I would stay off. If guys motioning and moving, I'll stay backed off and I'll play off technique. But my mindset was so like, yo, I gotta get my hands on him, that when he motioned across, I came down and tried to get set, and he just kept moving a little bit. So I never really got set, never really got to get in my right press technique like I normally do. So it happened on kind of both of them. In the second one, he did a short motion and he moved again. And also it was like 3rd and 3. So like 3rd and 3, I'm thinking, man, he about to run a quick slant. Just get the ball real quick, slant or hit something real quick. So I'm gonna break off the inside. So as soon as he did the inside move, I boom, and he beat me off the line. And it was ball game after that because I was so close. So second half, I made those, slight adjustments, like, man, play a little bit, give yourself a little bit of space because you got long arms. You can still get your hands on and press the right way. And then if he's motioning, stay backed off. Like, those were two of the quick adjustments I made for myself during halftime. And we came out the second half, and the first half we got 3 targets. He won 2 of them. Obviously, I had a PBU on one of them. Second half we only had 1 target. One or 2, I think, but they were incompletions. They tried him on another deep ball, and I was in good position that time. Got to had some space between us. Got to cut him off. Had a good cutoff angle, and it was kind of a long ball, and he wasn't able to catch it. I squeezed him to the sideline, so that was good technique. And anyway, to wrap that up, I'm just saying it's really a tale of 2 halves with football, and such an ultimate team sport. So, I got to reflect on myself. I got to reflect on my teammates and just really cherish these moments and love these moments because we got the victory. So I'm taking all the victories that come with that. Like I say, when we lose, I don't take the moral victories, but when we win, I take all the victories that come with it. So I'm very excited, very happy. And I'm still going to watch a little bit more film and reflect on the game a little bit more and still try to get better and just keep pushing through. But I think this was something really good for our team, a really good step. And it came, a lot of that spark came from a guy who just got here 2 days ago. I mean, Baker Mayfield was the #1 overall draft pick, just 3-4 years ago or something like that. He's been through some adversity, been on a couple teams, got released. We were able to claim him. Man, he came in, learned, as much of the playbook as he needed to learn. I was able to go out there and, throw for over 200 yards, touchdowns, really have command and lead the team. And, like, that last drive was special. That punt that the Raiders punter punted that landed the ball on the 2 or 3 yard line, whatever, craziest, amazing punt. It felt like, man, like, in our head a little bit, it felt like, dang, the ball just not rolling our way again. Like, when does that happen? The ball doesn't go out of bounds. It just rolls and rolls to the 3 yard line. But Baker's poise, his command, his confidence of the offense and that drive, man, a 97-yard drive to win the game, and then the defense come back out with 10 seconds left on the clock. And it's funny, everybody on the defense, we knew exactly what they were running. It's a play that they run a lot, kind of. And obviously, you're gonna try to get Devontae Adams the ball. You have to get a lot of yards. You got to get like a chunk play. So try to get yourself in position. Maybe you call that timeout, then get out of bounds, or shot it for the end zone. But all they needed was a field goal range. So we knew they were gonna do a chunk play as soon as they lined up, loaded. We got to our calls, our little checks and stuff that I ain't gonna give away. But everybody was like, watch the dig. And as soon as Devontae ran it, Carr, it was a little pressure on him, I want to say. Carr threw it, and Taylor Rapp was able to make that big play to seal the game. And the Rams went out there in victory formation, and we got the win. So I know I went a little bit longer today because, we got to win, so I'm happy, you know what I mean? Like, it's exciting to win. I'm like, on the last show, me and Max got to talk about it, just my desire, my ambition to win. Like, that's all I'm about, is like winning. Myself, my teammates, people around me, I just want to see people win. I want us to win. So we got that accomplished today, and it feels good. And now we got a long weekend. And we'll have a long week too, because our next game is against the Packers on Monday Night Football. So I'm definitely going to try to recover, get my body together, because these Thursday night games are definitely tough. But the benefits afterwards do feel good, having a long weekend to recover and get my mind off of it a little bit. Maybe see my daughter, hang out with my daughters a little bit, have some fun with some friends. Who knows what I'm going to do, but we're in good spirits and we're going to have a good show. Let's get it. Welcome to another week of Straight Off the Press this week. After a big win, excited to get y'all this show this week. It's been cool, man. My body is, I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait to get my special guest on because I'm ready to sit down because my body hurt, my back aching, all type of stuff going on with me. Because these Thursday games are tough. Like, we was just here 3 days ago. Now I'm here again. It's probably good for TV, but it ain't good for our bodies. It's tough. I ain't gonna lie. It's like tough, definitely tough physically, but even a little mentally. I'm not a big fan of Thursday night games, if I'm being honest. But without further ado, we still gonna have a real good show today. I got my special guest. Really, he is like my brother, for real, for real. He been A1 since day one. The only barber that has a national TV commercial. The BarberKing, Philly, my brother. So he gonna be joining us in a second, but even before that, I got a fan question from Nancy, and she asked how I decompress. And I smoke hella weed. I'm just playing. I'm just bullshitting. I'm just playing. I don't smoke, drink, I don't do none of that. Nancy, how do I decompress? That's a tough one. Honestly, lately, I have let football control my life, right? And that's not a good thing. So this season has taught me probably more about myself than any other season, because I never really knew how much football was controlling my life. And so I have to, in essence, and I've been working on it these past couple weeks, is like put it back in its place. And what I mean by that is like put it back in its place in like my order of priorities and stuff that goes on in my life. Like I never truly understood that I was putting it above everything. Like if you would ask me this last year, the year before, or whatever, I would have told you that I got great balance in my life. I got my faith, I got my family, my kids, like friends, like I have great balance in my life. But what I've learned is that I don't. And that's where I'm trying to grow right now as a person, right? Football definitely is like, that's what I learned about myself this year, is that football runs my life way more than I thought that it did. Because when it's going good, I'm good. Like as a person, I feel great. I feel like being the best dad. I feel like being the best friend. I feel like everything. When football hasn't been going well, this year a little bit, I don't feel that same. I feel like a little angry, a little mad, a little down. Like I've been literally sleeping and dreaming football, pressing to try to make things right. Man, like it even gets to the point where I go home, like I'll go to football practice and ready to practice. I want to be around football. I want to play football. And then I'll go home and instead of maybe actually decompressing and hanging out with my daughter or doing whatever, I'll play Madden because I just want more and more football. So I've genuinely been letting football run my life, and that's something that I'm working on. Not scared to admit it. Something I didn't even really know about myself. Like I've been learning, and I'm still learning about myself. So I know I went on a little tangent, but to decompress, I don't know what I exactly do yet. I'm still working on that part. But I feel like when I'm truly like my best version, I am tapped into the Word of God, spending time reading my Bible or reading any, type of biblical book. spending time with my daughters, spending time with my family, like having my mom or brother come in town or dad come in town or cousins, uncle, whoever come in town. Those are times where I can actually decompress and be with them, because like if I have all of them in town, I'm not gonna be in my room playing Madden. I might play a little bit, but I'm probably gonna be with them watching a movie or, you know, taking my daughters somewhere or doing something like that. So that's also been tough. Like my daughters have gotten sick a couple times this year and I've been able to come to all my games and help me decompress in that way. Or my mom, I haven't been able to see her as much this season. My dad, like, you know, same. It can go on and on. I can go on and on. But when I'm truly, I think the best version of myself is when I'm so balanced and I have everything in the right order in my life, and football is put in its place. Like, yes, I really love football and I care about football, but it has a place in terms of my priorities, and my faith and my family have to be above football. Like, I can't let football be running my life or I won't decompress, right? So anyway, I'm done with that. That was a little long for y'all. But thank you for the question, Nancy. You just let me reflect a little bit and have my little therapy session with y'all. But now I want to bring on my special guest. I want to bring Philly right on over here. This is Philly Garcia. You might know him as BarberKing on social medias. Philly the BarberKing.
My boy.
This is really my brother for real.
My boy.
Like this is like I said, he's a barber. I have locks. I don't get haircuts. I don't, like, I'm probably a little rough right now, even my facial hair, all of that.
Right.
I use his services probably
not too often.
Once every 2 months.
Yeah.
Once every 2 months. Other than that, I'm rough with it. Like, that's just how I am. I'm rough with it. Like, this is my real deal brother, and so proud of all of the success that he's had.
Thank you.
And, you know, I'm gonna just always brag on him. Like, this really my guy. He been A1 from day one. Well, what's up, man?
Hey, crazy win, dog.
Crazy, right?
You know, me and your brother were watching the game, and the whole time we on edge, right?
Shout out to Baker.
Yeah, shout out to Baker,
Shout out to Baker.
Really everybody turned his back on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
he been through so much adversity.
Right, and that's kind of like a lot of people usually they show their true colors when everybody turns their back on them, and that's good to see that, man. How do you not root for someone like that, right?
I agree.
And then you get to see it from your perspective, a teammate that goes in there and steps up. So congratulations to the team.
Yeah.
Shout out Baker, man.
It was big.
Killed
it. It was big.
Killed it.
He just mentioned my brother. My brother came to this game. My brother, he came to a lot of games this year. Like I said, it's just been a crazy year, right? So he ain't been to a lot of games, but he made sure he came to this Thursday night game. Shout out to my brother for that.
Yes, sir.
But he didn't even, I'm gonna keep it honest, he came for me, but my brother a Raiders fan for real, so he came to see the Raiders too. Like, you know what I mean? Shout out to, even though I ain't like them completions on me, shout out to Derek Carr and Devontae. They always, like every year, they always send me videos wishing my brother happy birthday and showing my brother love, because they know he a Raiders fan. So shout out to them.
That's just stuff beyond the field,
that's
right?
beyond the field. That's beyond the game. So I appreciate that. Shout out to them for that. But
that's all love.
And then my dog right here, he at every game anyway, because he local. But
Gotta support, dog.
He a Cowboys fan, and you know.
Hey, don't hate. We all right, you know. We played solid this year, you know. Shout out the boys, but I'm here for you, dog. So enough of that.
You are.
You know what I mean?
I know you are. My dog.
Right. So I need to ask you a question, my boy. You was talking about decompressing right now. Mm-hmm. I know the season has been a lot of ups and downs, more lows than you're used to in the past couple of years.
For real.
Tell me more about the decompressing, because for me, I found myself decompressing. Listening to the word, right? Or the men's group we have where we chat with the fellas, right? Tell me more about that, because maybe I can gain something from you that I can apply to how I decompress.
Yeah. You know, personally, my best decompression sessions, because, like I said, we see each other probably like twice a week, at least usually. We have a Bible study group together, like a men's group, Bible study group we do together every week. And that's usually my best time to decompress, is when I meet with all of y'all, and like we're on top of it, and we meet and we're holding each other accountable to, you know, whatever scriptures we were supposed to read or the book we reading.
No, I like that. And something with me too that I like to do is, beyond just you know, listening to the word or, you know, tapping in some music, meditating with God, and really just pulling myself away from everything. That's probably my biggest contributor is holding each other accountable with, you know, the other fellas, and, you know, keeping each other in line as far as like, hey, how are you reading? Are we up to date on the chapters? So thank you for that too. That's something that I needed to hear, because me myself, man, like I said, I wear many hats as a barber.
Yes, you do.
I'm a therapist sometimes.
You hear it all.
Oh man, I've heard stories. We could probably run a whole show just on the stories I've heard.
I'm sure.
This ain't no snitch one. You know what I mean? We just gotta keep it at where it's at. But what I said, you know, thank you for sharing that, because, you know, I'm definitely gonna use that and apply that. And you know, you're my brother, man. So thank you for having me. We're gonna get a good show today, guys. I hope you guys are ready, because this show, I'm gonna start asking Jalen the questions. I'm gonna take control a little bit, let him sit. You know, it's a short week, so not only he's gonna be able to relax, and we're gonna have fun.
And I got something for you too, though.
All right. We're all gonna have fun.
We're gonna get it. Come on. Here we go.
Okay, so this is David and Rachel. We're from the UK, and I just want to give Jalen Ramsey a shout out. Best quarterback in the league. We love you. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, we fly over every year to watch you guys play with Jalen Ramsey. Let's go Rams! Let's fucking go.
Dang, they flew from the UK. Rams fans over in the UK, shout out to them. That was dope. I appreciate seeing those. I've been looking at those for like the past few weeks I've been doing the show. I always appreciate those, because even like through the adversity that you go through, it's some real true fans who know, like, man, he's still a baller. He's still pushing through. Like, this team's still good. They're just going through some struggles. Like, we just won a Super Bowl last year. They're still grateful for that, right? And then they just gonna remain fans. So that's always dope. But flying from the UK
that's so
every year to a game,
that's crazy.
But yeah, man, it's cool.
Let me ask you something, man.
What up?
Obviously, we were talking earlier about the season.
Yep.
Now that you guys kind of got out of this losing streak.
Thankfully,
thank God, right? Do you think that you have to go, sometimes in life, you have to go through the lows to appreciate the highs?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
I think you do. I think it's just a balance. I think everything in life is a balance, you know what I mean? Everything is, at least for me it is, it's like a balance, and I feel like sometimes when you try to force that balance in yourself, that's when it can mess up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, people say take the good with the bad. I don't really like to. I just like taking the good, you know what I mean? Like,
you ain't the only one.
You feel me? Like, I only want to win. I only want to have great moments, high moments, like positive energy all the time, like positive vibes. Like, that's genuinely what I want. I can't stand, I genuinely hate the other times. I hate losing. I hate negative vibes, the negative energy. I hate all of that, right? But man, when you do get to step back and realize, like, the whole journey, like, you know, like, you my brother, you know me, like, I'm a big fan of journeys, you know that, like, and when you realize the whole journey, like, at the end, you like, man, I needed to go through that, or like, man, I needed to go through that, and that, I needed to go through all of that to make me who I am right now.
Right. I like that.
Like, and my brother was telling me this last week, because he was like, man, it's been a tough one. Whatever, him and my dad actually were telling me, like, it's just been a tough one. You just got to keep pushing through it. And my brother was saying, he was like, man, when it's tough like this, it make you appreciate the good more, don't it? And I was just like, yeah, it do. Because I'm a person who I definitely get caught up in, like, I'm my own worst critic, right? And I'm always striving for better and bigger and everything. So I'm like, so hard on myself. And sometimes I don't really cherish the good moments and take the good moments, like, to heart and really enjoy them and, like, all that good stuff. Yeah. So, like, when it's low, it makes me think in my mind, like, man, that's why you need to appreciate when it's going good, when you got positive vibes around you, when you winning, when you doing this, instead of being so hard on yourself all of the time. Like, show yourself some grace. Like, enjoy this. Enjoy life. Like, don't just be alive. Live. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
wow, I like that. You said don't be alive, live.
It's a difference. You feel me? Like, we alive. Like, I'm alive. You alive. Like, blessed to be alive. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But like, yo, let's live, bro. Like, I'm living. Like,
man.
Not only am I living, but like, I'm living a dream. Like, even when I was on the field today, like, through the ups and the downs that I had during the game, I'm like, man, I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. Like, that I'm able to, like, this is a way that I'm able to worship God.
Hey,
like,
I love
isn't that amazing?
I love that. No,
like,
it is amazing.
Even through the ups and the downs. Like, in my downs, like, what I consider a down or a negative, somebody somewhere would kill to have my downs.
100%.
Like, my worst year in the NFL, whether that's this year or any other previous years or a year to come, I bet my worst year, somebody would kill to have my worst year in the NFL.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? So I gotta really think about that stuff sometimes and really appreciate just the whole journey, the ups and the downs. But it's easier said than done, you know that.
Right. And even as hard as you are on yourself, I think us as your close friends and family, you gotta sometimes allow us to give you flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So allow me to give you your flowers right now, because everything that you've done in your career thus far is nothing to be ashamed of or laughed about. Like, you're elite, dog. You know what I mean? You've gained a respect amongst your peers. People are constantly talking about your name and great, and they want to say bad, but that's just the way the world goes, right? It comes with it. But you got to learn how to accept your flowers too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So allow me to give you your flowers on behalf of a lot of people that I know personally. They love your game. They love your dog, the dog that's on the field, right? The spirit you have. So, yeah, bro. Like I said, shout out to you, bro, and everything that you're doing on the field, bro. Because this is something, you know, you said your worst year, people would die to have that.
Yeah.
Right. So allow, even as hard as you are on yourself, allow us good, you know, your friends and people who are in your circle to give you your flowers, bro. So
I appreciate you, bro.
Of course.
I actually got a follow-up question for you along these same lines. Like, in your world, you can't afford to have a bad day or a bad moment, right?
Right.
How you deal with that? Like, literally every time somebody comes to the shop and sits down in your chair, you gotta be on that A game. Like, you can't fade it no type of different. You got like, it gotta be crisp.
No, man. And speaking from, you know, recently actually, you know, we just had a loss in our family, right? And you know, you can't carry that with you, because, you know, it's not everybody's that's going through that. So you can't expect them to understand, right? So you definitely got, like I said earlier, I wear many hats, and sometimes I just learn to just kind of stick to, you know, keep the main thing, right? And when it comes to cutting hair, in a lot of ways, that's my getaway. I'm sure when you're on that field, that's your getaway, bro. That's it's game time, right? When that clipper's on, when I got someone in my chair, it's game time. I've been in many positions, you know, through the commercial or worked with other athletes, especially the lobs that you threw me, right? And it's game time, right? You got to perform, because if not, there's no margin for error, bro. You got to perform. So I'm my own biggest critic as well too, and that's something that, you know, I look in the mirror and it's something I look in the mirror and I know who the man of God I am called to be, and I go and attack that day that way.
That's good, brother.
Yeah.
Do you still like see like, oh, I can improve this or I can improve that, or it's like, nah, every time it's easy for you now, or do you still like try to learn different tips? I don't know nothing about.
I would never not be all the way satisfied, because I'm always trying to get better, bro. Right? Really just be on myself to stay on point, right? But always never get comfortable and settle, right? And keep attacking the day, like you know, you're only as good as your last cut, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You're only as good as your last cut. So if I put out a fire cut, that's cool, that's past me. I can't live with that fire cut forever, because the hair's gonna grow out.
So you got a mind like a defensive back. Like, that's how I am on the field. It's like, like that's like a saying in the NFL. It's like you only as good as your last performance, or you only as good as your last play. But then after that, you got to go to the next one. So that's like a DB's mindset. It's like, okay, this happened on this play. I got to go to the next play and do better, or I got to go to the next play and do that again.
Right.
Or I got to, you know what I mean? So that's super dope, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's so many similarities between like sports and so many other careers and occupations that is crazy.
Entrepreneurs, man, you know, we're always trying to, you know, every entrepreneur sees a level of success. You know, no one, you'll never be able to see my dreams, and I will never be able to see yours, right? We can probably help each other get there some way, somehow, but I got a vision of how I want my life to be, and so do you.
Yep.
And along the way, you know, we could help each other in certain ways, but it's up to me to wake up every day to go after them.
Yeah.
It's up to Jalen to lace them up and to go knock your head off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's how I see it. It's game time for me. Every time I get up, it's game time, right? Whether it's helping my daughter get ready for school, game time. Let's go, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Whether it's coming home, putting her to sleep, game time. I got a strategy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I attack it. You know what I mean? I don't just lounge around and lay there. Let's go, boom, 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 because I don't settle and wait for things. I like to go after them, and that's just something that I've kind of applied to my career too, bro. So,
yeah, love that, bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
And by the way, shout out to the kids.
Hey.
Shout out Ellie and Cash.
Cash, man, my little boy. Shout out my daughter. Man, shout out your girls, bro. Your girls are so
Breland,
cute,
Brooklyn,
bro.
Junie.
Little
Shout out to all the kids. They love getting together, man.
Man, we love that. That's always a special time. Man, I'll never go to Disneyland, but when Jalen invites me to Disneyland, I will definitely go to Disneyland.
We there.
Yeah, we definitely
turn up
there.
on Disneyland.
Yeah, we definitely go.
The girls have a good time. And you do it all, like you're a man of God, you know what I mean? Like I know this, people need to know this, you're a man of God. Like everything you do it in a like, I get the sense that you doing it is like you worshiping God in that moment. Like I feel like that when I'm on the field, like balling and doing my thing, I'm like, this is a form of worship for me. Like this is my form of worship. Like all these gifts and everything He's blessed me with, I'm going out here, I'm putting on the line, I'm being grateful, thankful, even for the ups and downs, all of the opportunity. Like it's a form of worship. Like I feel like you would say that you're the same. Like even when you cut, like
what we do, man, it is a form of worship because you know we're doing what God's blessed us, the gifts that God's blessed us with, right? And with you. You're doing a gift that God has blessed you with at a super high level, the highest level, right? And for many years, that's tough, bro. That's tough, bro. I mean, we can go on and make this whole show about Jalen's flowers because I don't think you know how special you are on that field. And me being your brother, I lock in and I see the energy and the emotion you put out there, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know what that man is thinking in his head.
Yeah.
Nothing in the world matters right now. Not to say family, nothing doesn't matter, but at that very moment, it's you and the person in front of you.
Yeah.
And you're ready to rock. I wanted to ask you a question. What are some of the things you like to do pre-game that kind of gets you ready for like someone like Tay or someone like D-Hop or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, so for this game in particular, like a Thursday night game, it's tough. I ain't gonna lie. Thursday night game is extremely tough because you get 3 days to prepare. Really, it's really like 2. It's really Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, you gotta kind of be wrapping up, getting ready for the game on Thursday. So, but you get those 3 days to prepare, and get your, like for me, it's like getting my body together. Like after a Sunday game where I make a lot of tackles and I'm maybe more physical, it's turning my body over, getting my body together. So like I do that during those 3 days a lot, and I try to study as much film as I can. But Thursday night games are really like a feel. It's like a technique game and a feel game. A lot goes into it, but in other games, like if I was, had a full week to prepare and I got a big dog coming up, man, my preparation through the week can be so much more thorough. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can study tendencies. I can study his quarterback.
Do you really study tendencies?
Man, I study everything. Literally any and everything that I can possibly study. Like I remember when I was in Jacksonville, he doesn't do this anymore because he probably self-scouts himself. But when D-Hop would come to the line and he would get ready to, if he was getting the ball or if he was probably the main target, every time he would jog to the line of scrimmage, he would do something to fix his glove, like do that or strap it tighter, something like anything.
Wow.
And I would know, like, all right, let's lock in. like let's lock in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just like one example. I got so many
more
examples
with
all the receivers.
We ain't in the business of giving out secrets.
You know what I mean? He doesn't do it anymore anyway. That's why I said that one. But basically, like I said, like I do all that preparing through the week as much as I can, right? And then actual pregame, like on game day, I don't do nothing. Like I come to the stadium, I get with Kev. That's our team chaplain. He knows Kev well. I get with Kev. We read a couple verses and pray. I get my uniform on and I come out here and I play. I don't do anything else. I might drink one Gatorade. I don't do anything on game day to prepare. Like in my mind, I feel like if I am not ready by game day, by when I get to stay 2 hours before the game, then I'm just not gonna be ready, and I just gotta go play regardless.
Right.
So I don't do anything on game day. Game day, I literally, man, I don't got no superstitions, no nothing. I throw on what I feel like looks good for the day.
Right.
And I go play. That's it.
Now, talk to me about Thursday games. Are you a fan of Thursday games, bro?
Not at all. Hell no.
Why?
I hate bro. I was literally just here. You were here. We were here 3 days ago, bro.
3 days ago, yeah.
Like we was here 3 days ago. Like I was sitting here doing a show 3 days ago. I was on the field playing a game 3 days ago.
Right.
Like not only playing a game, but I played a very physical game last week. I had a lot of tackles. DK's already a physical receiver, big receiver. I was impressed most of the game. Like played a very physical game, bro, and no time for recovery.
Because what's your recovery day on a regular week?
We get Tuesdays off, but Mondays and Tuesdays I attack my recovery.
Like full head on.
Full head of steam. Like
I like that. Okay.
I have like my routine of what I do. I like active recovery. Like so, some people like sitting down, kicking their legs up, getting myself like that's cool. I do that too. But I like active recovery. So on Mondays I like to run a little bit, run or bike. And then I like to get a little workout in just to get some active recovery, a little lactic acid out. Maybe I do Pilates a little bit sometimes on Mondays.
Right.
Tuesdays, I do a little bit more active recovery, but then I'll do like some treatment or some massages or something like that. You know, Wednesdays, I'll take it light, but I might do something relaxed. Thursdays, I hit another good recovery treatment session, whatever. And then Fridays, Saturday, like I'm good. Like I have a whole week to get my body right.
Right. You're on the schedule, and you know what you got to do that day and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a Thursday game, like it's only so much you can do, and then like I don't want to be getting I don't want to be getting massages on Wednesday, a deep tissue massage on Wednesday. That ain't gonna be good for me, recovering and turning my body over for Thursday. So it's a lot that goes into it. I understand like the business side and the TV and all that, but I hate Thursday games personally. I hate them.
I guess the upside is now you got a longer.
Yeah, now I have a longer weekend. So now I got, obviously Friday, and I'll try to do some active recovery tomorrow, and I get Saturday and Sunday. Thankfully I'll get to watch some games. Cause I'm just a fan. Like,
right.
So I get to watch some games. Then I got the Monday and Tuesday. So I do get an extended time now, but actually going into Thursday games, I can't stand. I personally can't stand them. I know it's a lot of guys who feel the same way I do, but just speaking for myself, I personally cannot stand Thursday games, bro. I hate them. I hate them, bro. I understand the business side of them, but I hate them.
So let's step away from football real quick, my boy. You mentioned to me that you want to be like an EP.
Yep.
What do you see yourself doing with that? Like, how do you want to apply that to, the list of things, long things you got going on already, and what's the visual behind that with that?
Honestly, like, it's finding the after the football stuff. Like at some point while you're playing, you have to think about what you're gonna do when it's all over with. Like I promise you, I wish I could play football forever. I love it that much, right? But at some point, I'm gonna have to hang my cleats up, retire, be satisfied with my career where it was at. So I'm just exploring other things that I'm into, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I've always, I love the youth, and I wanna be a high school football coach. So maybe that's an avenue I might go into after football. But if not, I'm really into really this. Like, I don't really want to be on the camera. I would rather be behind the cameras, behind the scenes, producing
helping with
this.
the visuals.
Yeah, helping with the visuals, helping with the idea. Like, I have ideas. You know me. I be having ideas. I have ideas.
Crazy ideas.
Of things that I want to produce and put out there, because I think storytelling is so cool. Like, some people gonna tune into this and be like, man, I loved hearing the stories that we just talk about, like it's just our regular everyday life, right?
Right.
And I know it's other people out here, athletes, entertainers, whoever it may be, who I'm into their story and they don't even know. They just think, man, it's just regular life for me.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. Or it could be something completely fictional, like something that's made up. Oh man, that might be an interesting little short or interesting animation or series or interesting movie, whatever the case may be. I'm just super interested in it. So really, that's a big reason that I, partner with Uninterrupted for this, like creating this show.
Right.
Was to build those relationships. And like, I know I'm doing it, but I'm also learning like the behind the scenes stuff. And I have a big part in what, how it gets chopped up, how it gets cut, how it gets put out there.
Wow.
My guests, obviously, that I have come on each and every week, the setup, and we got a great team, obviously, the directors and the other producers and everything like that, right? But it's something that I'm really into, kind of for my future. If that may be on my plate in the future, I'm enjoying it right now, and I'll see where it goes, after this year. And
what's something crazy like you could see yourself doing with the EP? Maybe a cartoon, I don't know, some from left field that, maybe a short film, mini doc, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have anything that, that you want to share with me?
Without giving my ideas away, because I really feel like I got good ideas that people might.
Give me some.
That people might steal.
I need to hear one thing. Yeah.
Like, I don't limit myself. Put it that way. I don't limit myself.
Gotcha.
I have ideas of documentary style type thing.
Yep.
I have, and not just like a documentary, but like a docu-series, let me say.
Ooh,
so like
okay.
episodes, right?
Love those.
Right. Animations, but not like anime, not like Naruto and stuff like that. Like I don't watch that, but not like that, right?
Yeah.
But more like funny, realistic, like animation series and stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Man, you just want to recreate the Boondocks.
And I love the Boondocks. Maybe
the Boondocks. I love the Boondocks.
But I have some good ideas that, man, honestly, hopefully one day they come into fruition, man. They turn into reality.
No, they will.
So we'll see.
This, you guys got a great team here.
Yeah.
You're already an ambitious person, so when someone gives you a platform to really share your thoughts, it's beautiful things can happen, man.
For sure. Every week I ask, well, lately, anyway, we switched up some things a little bit. So lately I've asked all my guests just one question, and I answered it myself. Uninterrupted's like mantra, motto is more than an athlete. So, what makes me more than an athlete? And that's my faith, my family, my friend, like all that good stuff, right? Being a great father, being a man of God, all this good stuff. What is unique to you? What would you say makes you more than just a barber?
Man, well, first of all, that's a good question. What makes me more than a barber, honestly, my boy, is the fact that I get to impact lives more while I'm using the clippers and beyond that, right? So I have this saying that I say, and it's true to the core, is a lot of the guys and the people that I call friends now, I used to call them my clients. What makes me more than a barber is just someone that would, go over and beyond, right? People always are going through things in my chairs, right? So, like I said, I'm a therapist sometimes. I'm just a good friend sometimes. So being a barber is obviously just the occupation that I do. But what makes me more than a barber is it gives me a chance to really shed shed light and just love on people, man, and be there for people and just be a good friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
I like that answer, and it reminds me of something you always say, like, if we meet new people or something like that, if we around each other, like wherever we may be, and somebody randomly asks us like, what do you do, or what do you do, like they'll see like me in the car or something, and they'll be like, what do you do, and then you'll be with me, and they'll be like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I always say, I play football for the LA Rams, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I just keep it pushing, right? And then they'll be like, what do you do? And you always say, I change lives.
Change lives.
And then usually, there's a follow-up question to that.
Right,
and how you
right.
change lives? And then you get into it, right?
Right.
That's always the first thing you say. You're like, I change lives. I try to change lives.
I change lives.
And it's true, because you really do. Like, I mean, you know how it is. Like, when a man get a fresh cut, you really feel like his life changed.
Right.
Like, he done turned up, he bossed up.
Hey, bro, that's crazy. But
you know what I mean?
I changed lives.
Even outside of just the cut, like you said, you a therapist to your clients sometimes, and you hear them and you talk to them and you preach a little bit of the word to them. Like, you never know who you impacting and who you really changing their lives. So that's something I've always really appreciated about really any barbers, but especially you, like getting to know you. It's not like you said, you used to call them clients and stuff, and now you kind of don't, because I can see that it's more to you than just, all right, I'm gonna give you a cut, then go and get out. Next person, I'm gonna give you a cut, go and get out. Like, you don't treat it that way, and I respect that about you, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the kind words, my boy.
Sure.
I appreciate you having me, brother. This has been super dope, super exciting. I'm rocking with you, so I'll be at all the games going forward. But
yes, sir. We got one more Christmas game here.
Big win.
Yeah, we needed it.
Big win, man. You guys gotta really, carry this on to the next one and at least finish the season strong.
Yeah, that's the goal.
My guy.
That's the
God
goal.
bless you. Thank you, bro.
Love, dog.
Love, brother.
Appreciate y'all tuning in again for another episode of Straight Off the Press after a W. Thank you, God. We got a W. Shout out to Baker Mayfield. Shout out to all the team. Shout out to
Shake and Bake.
Shout out to everybody, really. Shout out to the defense, man. That second half we put together, we locked in, man, for real. Like, I just saw a stat not too long ago before filming all of this. We held them to like 67 passing yards in the second half. Like, he went like 2 of 11 or something like that. Devontae Adams didn't have a catch in the second half. Like, that's major, because he a dog. All like 5-6 of his previous games, he been going off for like 120 to 140 and a touchdown or 2. So, man, just shout out to the whole team. Shout out to that offense, getting them 2 touchdowns, securing their win. Baker, Van, Cam Akers, the O-line, all of them. And then shout out to the whole defense for holding it down too. Hopefully we can build off this, and I hope y'all enjoy this show, man.
Hey, go watch Behind the Cut.
Facts. And follow my dog on Instagram too.
Yes, sir. Tap
follow
in,
my dog
brother.
on Instagram. Follow my dog on Instagram. Philly BarberKing, right? Or
yes,
is it
sir.
BarberKing?
Philly BarberKing.
Philly BarberKing.
Yes, sir. Tap in, guys. Love y'all, bro.
He not from Philly though. He not from Philly.
Just neighborhood name.
Just neighborhood name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No wrong with it.
So.
Change lives. Peace.
Last in-suite post-game show of Straight Off the Press. Even though the season on the field hasn't went how we wanted it to, this has been a fun experience doing this show. I appreciate all of y'all. I'm gonna have more shows. It's just not gonna be in here because our last home game is on Christmas, so we ain't gonna, we're gonna give the people time to spend with their family for Christmas. And I don't know when y'all might see this video, but shout out to y'all. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. With all love, Jalen, checking out.